My name's Felicite. I started a hunger strike yesterday, September 18th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, because I'm the victim of an extreme case of cyber stalking and cyberbullying. I've tried to get help from the authorities since 2011, but this actually began a long time before. The song Payphone for Maroon 5 is a metaphor for a lawsuit. I began a lawsuit against Maroon 5 in December 2011, right before I went into the hospital because I was so suicidal from all the bullying and stalkings. In the song Payphone, if you want to verify it, there's two videos. One's an anime video. That girl in the video is me. There's not that many dresses on earth like this. And he drew me into it and it explains our story. There's another cyber stalker involved, a girl. Every song just about since Gotten in 2009 has been about me, Adam's muse. And since December, I still have been suicidal off and on because I'm still having a hard time getting help and support. And the only thing that's been keeping me alive is my children. I love my children. I don't want them to be without a mother or grow up thinking that, I left them because of other people doing this to me. Part of the problem in getting help is that it involves a female cyberstalker I've never met. She uses metaphors on her blogs that actually relate to my daily life. And she's a byproduct of Adam because she was stalking him and other celebrities before that. I did go to the police. I did go to the FBI. But they couldn't wrap their heads around the fact that Adam would be in my devices, iPhone, computer, and even employ private eyes to protect me. Why would he do that when he had envy? Why would he be singing songs about me when he had envy? That's all anybody could see. So it clouded the fact of catching Shirley, and it clouded me getting any help, and just emboldened my stalkers and bullies. Really, they laughed at me as I ran forensic searches and joked about it online, watching me fail trying to stop them again and again. That is why him and Ann broke up. It's because of the lawsuit, because she knew her career was at risk. But don't be blind, she was in on it too. She stalked me for a long time with them, actually. This is a lot in hindsight for me because sometimes I wasn't even paying attention. A lot of it went down on Twitter. So she stalked with me. She stalked me with him for a long time, right? And then I found out that I had basically become a Truman-like reality show for Adam and his friends in his house and on tour. They actually had like moon parties because I'm the moon, and watched me and critiqued me, and apparently got a lot of creative inspiration from watching me, songs and pilots and different things, different people who were coming over to watch me. But nobody's saying anything, Like, how can you watch someone get their child taken away from them and not say anything, knowing that I'm not crazy? I didn't imagine this. None of this was made up. There was no questioning of my mothering skills ever before this. Ever. I had full custody. I was super mom. I had an apartment in Manhattan part-time. I had a house in New Jersey. I had a budding acting career. I had 2 children, 2 dogs, 2 cars, and a motorcycle. And a lot of friends, and I used to go out. And then slowly as it went on, you lose your friends, especially with someone with a name, My friends started to think I was crazy because Adam wasn't acknowledging our relationship publicly, only within his circle. So my friends and my family began to think I was crazy, and it was very easy for them to do that because my dad is actually paranoid and schizophrenic, and he believes that every song on earth was written for him, and that he's a prophet, and that he wrote the Kabbalah, and just, all this great stuff, So it made it the perfect crime. Who would believe a girl who met Adam but doesn't really interact with him directly? And that was my fault for setting it up that way in the beginning, to be safe from stalkers. But I wanted our relationship secret. To be with somebody of that magnitude was too much for me at the time with my kids. So I had my personal reasons for doing that. Um, that being said, I'm not crazy. There's a lot of people out there that could help me, and I'm not sure why you're not. It's not a lie. I'd happily go into an asylum and give my rights away as a parent if I was crazy, but I'm not, and my kids have been told I am. And right now, the only way for me to get them back is to go fight for 6 months, a year, to get them back through courts, while Adam still seems to not be held accountable, and Shirley, the girl cyber stalker, is not being caught. Shirley is a byproduct of Adam. She stalks everybody, right? A bunch of celebrities. She lives in their devices. And she seems to have taken a particular liking to me, following me from side to side, like California to New York, and moving wherever I move, and physically following me, which led Adam to feeling like protecting me. The trouble is that Adam was already in my devices and then discovered Shirley stalking me. So I'm not going to stop fighting. This is my last resort. I went to the group Anonymous after the FBI and the authorities failed me, and Shirley admitted she was a pedophile and Satanist on her blogs, and that she wanted to rape and kill my son. I couldn't go to the police again and endure them looking at me like I was crazy, so I went to Anonymous, because it always takes a long time to recover, you know, when someone tells you something you're saying isn't true and you know it is, and it's again and again, it just adds to the trauma. So I tend to go into PTSD mode when that happens. So I decided not to do that. I decided to go on the run with my son and take him to a hotel and call his father and call my ex that I'm separated from and get their support. And instead, his father took the first opportunity he had ever had in his life to get custody of my son, and showed up with a letter from my estranged mother, who was extremely unusually cruel, saying that I was schizophrenic, which is not true. I have a diagnosis. It's depression and anxiety caused by the stalkings. But the judge didn't get to see me or hear me before that because he had it done in Tennessee. Showed up in LA at the airport with 6 policemen, surrounded me, took my son, and I'm not allowed to talk to him anymore because he says I'm crazy and that I made all this up, and I didn't make it up. So now the authorities do know, because Anonymous apparently came into my stuff after I requested. I don't know exactly what happened, but I requested for the hacktivist to come into my stuff and bounce out and go and take what they found to the authorities and expose them. They did. They did something. I don't know what they did. But I do know that Adam's been talked to by the authorities. I do know that Ann's been talked to by the authorities. I do know that a lot of people have been talked to by the authorities, and that 3 weeks have gone by and no one has called me, and I don't have my kids, and this is just really wrong. So I'm gonna stand my ground, and I'm gonna do a hunger strike because I've tried everything else. I've spent $70,000 running forensics. I spent all our 401k. I spent a year away from my children, and now I've lost my children. I left home at the age of 13. I have worked really hard. I divorced my mother. I did. I divorced my mother. The mom that wrote the letter. I divorced her. I had the courts take me from her so I could have a life. So that wasn't taken into context. I just like to get my life back. I'd like to be able to follow my dreams like everybody else, you know, and not be put in a corner and defamated by people who don't even know me and get little pieces of snippets, like politician snippets in your Truman Show, where you take it and you twist it and then you bully me with it online. And not all of them have bullied me, funny enough. Some of the people that actually sat in there seem to have written certain things that are more favorable towards me, and understanding that that was a very sick, abusive situation. So the next best thing you could do now is actually step up and say enough, and that wasn't okay, and help me and help other people in this world not have this happen to them. We're really delayed in understanding what people can do with our technology. This girl is watching my children. She's a pedophile. She has children on her blogs. They don't even know that their camera's running. So it's bigger than me. But right now, I need help. I want my kids back, and I don't want my son to think his mom is crazy because he knows she's not, because he saw what happened. He saw things, and now they're telling him they didn't even happen. Literally. So beyond the bullying from Jesse and James and Shirley and all that, you know, I just need some clarity and a chance to get my life back. That being said, I will update daily. I will put up a video of some sort. I'm going to try and make the best out of this. I always do. The little comedian in me might come out when I get delirious, you know, but I feel like this is what I have to do. I will not eat. I will only ingest fluids until this is over. And if I die in the process, well, that's okay, because right now I don't really see the point of living. I'm not going to kill myself. But what's the point when everything you built got dragged out from under you and you get called crazy when you're not, by the guy who supposedly loves you? Share this, please. Let's stop this cyberbullying shit. Let's stop cyber criminals like Shirley. And really, why is Adam getting special treatment and I'm not? There has to be something with the status here, because there's no reason for me not to have been called by the authorities. I hope everybody has a wonderful night. Day. Thank you.